It's Wednesday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires, Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 842 in a row of the Renaissance Man show. And we're going to get into it. Just like we always do, at least it's just for a little while tonight, but we're going to get into it. So I do want to say hello to each and every one of you. I hope you're doing well. It is officially a Wednesday evening late. I'm hearing some craziness in the background. And we're going to try to get as much as we can in before we have to call it an evening. I got crazy kids in the background not falling asleep yet. I already put them in. They should be going to sleep. But sometimes they don't pay attention to what you say, and then you got to go and crack down. I'm just saying. Got to throw them through a wall or something. No, I'm just kidding. It is tough sometimes getting kids to sleep after an eventful day. I did want to talk to you guys quickly about a topic I thought about. We did this pretty cool adventure earlier, and it all ended, and it was like this cool pirate ship adventure thing. And the guy was like, hopefully we got you to forget about the crazy world we live in for this, hour and a half or whatever. And I thought about that. I'm like, I thought it was great that he mentioned what the whole point of their event is, which is to try to get you to forget about the crazy world we're living in. And in that moment, I was like, well, geez, that's what I've been doing every day for 842, is just trying to get people to distract themselves for a little while, get a laugh, feel something, a piece of music, and just forget about the crazy world for an hour or two a day. And we're going to keep doing that because it's so necessary. And it actually warmed my heart to hear people that are out there putting on a show, and the intention is the same, is to try to get people to forget about the crazy world for just an hour or two a day. And it's a good goal to have, absolutely. But I never fine-tuned it to that. I guess they did because, theirs is a paid venture. So you have to pay to go and do this. Like mine's a free thing, so it's different. But the way that they approached it was pretty interesting. They say, look, you know what? You came out. We've been living through a crazy world last year or so. I hope you guys had a great time. And hopefully we got you to forget about the world for just a little while tonight. Jeez. You did. You did. We had a great time. Kids had a great time. And I think that that's always important, is to try to find activities that help you just kind of decompress from a crazy world. It's just getting more unhinged on a daily basis. So we need to connect more. We need to continue to get closer to each other instead of further apart. And I just don't know what else I can do besides show up, because everybody's pushing the, hey, let's split up thing. Everybody's pushing the, hey, you're different, you're everyone's a problem thing, and I hate you. And I just feel like it's all a big lie. None of it's true. People are people. There are good people, there are bad people. There are people who are selfless. There are people that are selfish. There are people that have no ability to see a color, and there are people that are racist as heck. It's just the world we live in. You can't stop people from being people. What you could do is try to teach them what's right or wrong. But when you start to teach people what's wrong and say that it's right, then we're really going to have a problem. It's like teaching people racism, basically. You're like teaching them the wrong stuff. Oh, no, this is what's normal now. So I'm not really sure where we go from here. I just know that with that going on, and the fact that every day it's like a kick in the chest, one way or the other, it's a kick in the chest. More of a reason to show up here and allow this moment that we create to take you out of the garbage moment that they're trying to continue to push on you. It gets to me too. That's why I know, like, it has to get to you. Like I pop on the TV and I hear the way they talk. I hear how they try to gaslight everybody. Oh, well, we have to fix the problems of this country. I'm like, this is a huge win. This is a huge win. No, no, no. But you got to take your wins and you got to use that as the ammo and just say, look, this is where change starts. But in general, like I said, I think we need to get back to love. We need to forget about all that garbage. You're going to always see some idiot do something, or some bad cop, or somebody who just acts incorrectly. But you have to look at situation. You know, somebody pointing a gun at a cop, or taking a knife and trying to stab someone. Like, these are questions you have to ask yourself, because what do you do then? Allow that person to just stab people? Do you allow that person to shoot you because you can't shoot them and you'll be considered whatever? Like, so this is a very, very fine line that no one's figured out. And in fact, I think that they've completely distorted. So in reality, because we know that's what's going on, we're going to show up here and we're going to try to do something different. We're going to laugh, we're going to play some music, and we're going to have a moment. I dropped a really, really powerful song earlier today. I hope if you haven't seen it that you will go and check it out. It's called Eyes Closed. In fact, I'm thinking I may be able to play it for you. We are sitting here. I am laptoping it, but that doesn't mean I can't pull open a clip and play it for you. Let me see if I can grab it. If I can, I will play it for you right now. It's a powerful moment because it's the first poem I ever wrote in my life. And I'm not sure if anybody out there writes poetry, but my poetry is where my music began. And I didn't ever look back at this poetry book. You know, I've had this book forever, and I found it the other day when I was just kind of clearing some things. And what do you know? All of a sudden, is this the one? Yeah. All of a sudden, there we go. All of a sudden I see this book. I'm like, wait a second, that's my poetry book. My first poem I ever wrote in my life. This is on the first page of the first poetry book.
With belly fat,
wait, why is this?
Nothing works to keep it off? Then I've got news for you.
Wait a minute.
Because no matter how many times...
Wait a minute. Why is this not working? There we go. All right, let me just see if I can get this audio to work too. I don't know why nothing's working currently. Or maybe it is. Oh, there we go. All right, so guys, this is the first poem I ever wrote in my life as a song, and then you'll hear the poem.
Silhouette of a daydream, monkeys and bananas on every tree, the dew drops on a freshwater stream. Your eyes not for the world could I see music's beauteous sound and symmetry. Equal pace, moving transgression to succession. With our eyes closed. Your eyes closed. A day has never looked as good as this stream. Or shall I say an obsession? Eyes closed. whenever I felt in every task. You cannot imagine the mind's creative mask. No, it pulls off when you are given the opportunity to look into the eyes of a human being. No tricks, just bizarre efforts for eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. I'm back again. I want some more. I close my eyes, begin a new tour, and where it leads I shall find out. Maybe I shall see another day, another world, another way. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. It's not there. Ankles and shadows to my despair. But you're there. The race deep in creed. Not a flower or a rose or a weed. Peaceful and in a word, poetry. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Peaceful in a word, poetry. Each one means life eternally. They hide deep down inside the crust where they roam idle and steal our trust. With our eyes closed. But it's our fault, although it may not seem. It's only in my mind. It's only in my dreams. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Your eyes closed. Eyes closed.
This is my first real journal. Anyway, this is called Eyes Closed. The silhouette of a daydream, monkeys and bananas on every tree, and the dewdrops on the fresh water stream. But not for the world could I foresee music's beauteous sound and symmetry, equal pace moving transgression to succession. A day has never looked as good as this dream. Or shall I say, an obsession? Of what, you ask? Whatever is felt in every task. You cannot imagine the mind's creative mask it pulls off when given the opportunity to look into the eyes of a human being. No tricks, just a bizarre repertoire, which has just been obtained during muggy, snowy, emotional pain. I am not a saint or a bartender, but springs and stools cannot surrender what they live and what they dream when their mind and brain become a team. I'm back again. I want some more. I close my eyes and begin a new tour. Where it lead, I shall find out. Maybe I shall see another world, another way. More different than anyone can portray. It can't be seen because it's not there. Ginkles and shabracks to my despair. Oh man, I remember this now. Wow. Each of a race deep in creed, not a flower or a rose, and not a weed, but peaceful and in a word, poetry. Each one means life, eternally. They hide deep down inside the crust, where they roam idle and steal our trusts. But it's our fault. Although it may not seem, it's only in my mind and in my dreams. Holy freaking cow. Oh man, guys, that was an emotional moment for me. I mean, to play the first poem I ever wrote as a song. I shared with you in that poem I wrote a song called Rain. Rain plays along off of a old, childhood rhyme, the scheme of Rain, Rain, Go Away. And it's such a great song, but the lyrics were written in that same book. And that one I wrote into a song, but I never looked backwards. Oops.
This is the checkers game where grandson and
I never looked backwards and went to page 1 to see Eyes Closed. But in a way, I'm glad I never did, because I never would have came up with the hook. Eyes closed. I never would, because the piece of music just happened that night. If I had written that song any other night, it would have been a totally different piece of music, and I'm pretty sure Eyes Closed may have been in there, but it wouldn't have sounded like that. So I'm thankful for every moment on this show. This show is a distraction from the real world for me too. And when we connect here together, I think it's really a special thing, because to shut off the garbage of the world for a couple hours a day, it's really something you can't buy. There's a value to that you cannot get in a store. You can't purchase. It's pure light, love, and the moment occurring. And when that happens, I think it allows you to detach from reality. To detach from all of the lies, and then actually when you're there, detached, you can look back with clear eyes and see what's really going on. I think the one thing I would say for everybody who's here in the chat, all of you amazing Renaissance family members, I think you guys are brilliant and you could see the world the way it is because you come here and you get back to what is really important. Love, light, laughter, lifting each other up, connecting again, and helping each other find our unique genius. One of my goals here is to help you find yours. I know you got one and you may be more than one, but you've got something so remarkable. Something that nobody else in the history of time has been able to do. And I hope that when we get light enough together and when we feel as connected as possible, our energies will become one and you will dial in on yours. That's my hope and my goal here, is to help you get closer to your uniqueness. It's definitely not out there. It's not comparing it to someone else. It's something locked within you. And I know we're going to get there together. I know we're going to connect to it. And when you connect to that thing, you're going to do what I'm doing. You're just going to want to share it with the world. And that is all I can hope for, is that you find that thing that makes you want to go out and share with others. Share your light with those around you. One thing that flashes across my mind often, actually, now that I'm in my 40s, my father, my in-laws, my elders, all these people that are ahead of me, they were where I am like that ago. Like that ago. I found pictures of when I went to Portugal when I was 18 years old with my parents. That's the only time I went to Portugal. It was 26 years ago. I read you a poem the other day from 25 years ago. This was, whatever it was a year apart. I wrote that first poem in 1995. I wrote that poem. We went away in 96 to Portugal. I was 18. It feels like it was yesterday, guys. Feels like it was yesterday. I saw a couple photos of my father and my mother. And us, me at 18, my brothers. And I saw my dad look pretty close to where I am. A couple years older. I think he was 49. And I'm like, man, my dad's in his 70s now. This is crazy. This world just flies by. And in a couple years, I'm that guy in the photo of my kids, and we're somewhere. And just like that, I snap my thumbs, and I'm my dad. I'm in my 60s. I'm in my 70s looking backwards. And what am I going to be sitting there thinking about on my recliner? I've talked to you about this before. I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to look back and say, I should have tried this. I should have tried that. Keith Henry, thank you so much, brother. I love you. Thank you. That's right. Keith just said it exactly right. No one like you. There's no one like me, and there's no one like we. What a beautiful quote that is right there. You are so unique. I don't want you to ever be wanting, looking at someone else and saying, ooh, I wish I had, because you have something that person could never even touch. You haven't found it yet, but it's something that I'm pretty sure that person would look at you and be like, geez, that's freaking cool. I wish I could do that. Find that thing that everybody will look at and be like, holy cow, that's cool. And share it. It may just be for you and your family and your friends, but share it. Because when you do that, I think you're really doing what you were meant to do. Why is it that we're all connecting to these unique things? Like, just think about it this way. If I decided for the rest of my life to stay at my home putting my feet up, didn't pick up the guitar, didn't push my beat seat, the invention out there, just like whatever, I'm just going to kick back and the world will never even know I existed. 2006 came and went. Had that album, I almost signed that record deal, and I didn't. That's it. That's a very real possibility. Nobody realizes, however the world felt about the 45th president of the United States, without him, this show wouldn't exist. I only came out because of the negativity of this world. I had to come out and try to do something. Nobody else was doing a thing. Everybody's just pushing us further and further into this hole, into this division, into this hatred. I had to stand up. I saw someone today doing a hashtag 66-day challenge to go live for 66 days in a row. That's the challenge. There's day 3 of doing it 66 days in a row. And I realized in a moment, I'm like, 66 days in a row, it is a challenge. It is a challenge. 842 days in a row is insanity. Or it's a mission. You choose to define it how you'd like to define it. I know how I define it. I've seen it for what it is. It could be nothing or it could be everything. But I'm going to show up and I'm going to give it my all. I care about you even if I don't know you. And I cry for this world every day inside. It's not getting any better. Let me plug this in. It's like, I think, I don't think people understand, like, being an empath is really, really overwhelming. Sometimes the energy, the emotion of the world it just takes you on, man. And like, even the other day, I'm in the middle of singing Eyes Closed, and I cut the very end of that poem. But if you want to go back and see it, it's just from a few days ago. Just match my shirt and go back. But I had tears in my eyes at the very end there. That was a moment. Because when you start reflecting on 1997, that was the first thing I ever wrote that was really of substance. That was a poem. The other thing I read to you was a letter. But the first poem, that is pretty powerful stuff. And now it lives. That'll go on the next album. I think it has to go on the next album. Even also with the poem at the end. Like, I like the idea of you hearing it read and hearing the words. That was what led us to do a song. I read it and I was like, holy cow, this is like in rhythm. Like, what, how did I not turn this into a song? The crazy thing is, I think I tried to turn it into a song with another piece of music and it was crap. So I stopped. And then I tried again and I got to it. It's almost the same thing that would happen with the Wages song the other day. With Wages song, I had to try a few times in order to find the right piece of music. It doesn't always happen on piece of music number 1. Usually it does, but that night it didn't. And also with Eyes Closed, I think I had to try 2 pieces in order to find something that worked or felt right. It's all about a feeling. Whenever I feel comfortable and I feel like inspired, it's when I go, and it sometimes is one note. I'll pluck the strings once. You guys have seen me do it. I'll pluck the strings once, and my mind hears a whole set of chords, and then I just put them together in a second, and we loop it in, and before you know it, we're jamming. So it's so much fun connecting with you guys and writing songs with you guys. And yes, Jacqueline Batmark is going to be like a major part of this show. Like, I realize how out of my mind I am. I mean, like, I'm a real estate agent who's putting on a freaking Batmark outfit to try to keep you guys away from the garbage of this world. I'll put on a Supermark outfit in order to have you forget about the negativity of the world and just be like, what kind of moron would, with 3 kids and a wife and the sleeping, and put on a freaking Supermark/Super Batmark outfit, and to just try to improvise something to make the people of the family laugh a little bit. This guy, I don't care. I'm not embarrassed. Like, I think it's so funny when people are like, yeah, Sonny and Facce are amazing. I think it's funny when people are like, oh, well, that's embarrassing, or I can't believe you did that. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you did that. What are you talking about? What are you talking? I had a creative idea. I went with it. So you'd rather have me have a creative idea and just let it? No, I'm going to do them all. I'm going to do a fart in an elevator. I'm going to do the Batmark, Supermark, Sonny and Facce. Sonny Mulder, or Facce Mulder and Sonny Scully. Like, we're going to go and do it all. Now, of course, the reality is that I can't do like 6-hour feeds, guys. That's just like ridiculous. We did that the other day because we were filming a live movie. But they're going to be realistic shows. I got to focus on real estate while I'm a real estate agent full time, like 100%. I can't just be like doing crazy long shows just because it doesn't work for a career. I need to 100% be killing it in real estate, and then I spend what time I can with you guys. If there's ever a shift over, then yeah, I'll be here like all the time. But the reality is we're going to continue to have awesome shows. We're going to continue to drop content, and most likely there won't be any more 6-hour shows. That was like a one-time thing. Hopefully we'll be able to keep them at a reasonable length, because I want you guys to be like, oh cool, let's go back tomorrow. So I realize I have a tendency of just continue to stay on. Like I just love to see people on. Like if more people join, I'll just stay on. I joked once, I was like, if like a crazy amount of people are with me, I may just be live forever. Truman Show. Oh my goodness. Dark to light. That's right. Saska B knows. You gotta go from the dark to light. It's easy to get sucked into the darkness. It's easy to get sucked into the negativity because it's just as alluring and just as, I guess you would say, addictive, but it's really not a good word. It triggers you. The negativity triggers you into feeling something just deep down inside, like a pit in your stomach. It's terrible. And the light makes you feel like you're 50 pounds lighter than you really are. You feel like your heart is smiling. And I question why the hell anybody would want anything different. Like if your heart was constantly smiling, that would lead you to be smiling, inside and out. So if we can just shut off the noise here for a couple hours every day, we've done what it is we're meant to do. Find some light, find some laughter, and help each other target in on that uniqueness. Because each of us has something that's pretty insane. The thing that's weird is like sometimes you'll wind up learning about a ridiculous talent you have that has no value at all for the world. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe if you had been born 150,000 years ago, that would have been like the greatest talent in the world, But like, because it's like a useless talent in 2021, like it's just something you're able to do. Like, oh yeah, did you ever see I was able to flip this ear 160 degrees? And then I could also shoot through my ear and come out the other side. Look, see, I have that, like whatever, but something that is just like, okay, there's no actual value to that, but like there is a uniqueness to it. There's been so many souls that have come and gone on this planet. I wonder if there have ever been, if we've ever walked the planet before or anything like that. We just have no memories. Who knows? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I will tell you guys we have a lot of cool shows coming up next week. I have Brian Stavely coming on. Brian is basically totally steep into the Mandela effect. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Mandela effect, but that's this concept that because of I believe that I'm saying this correctly, but because of the Hadron Collider, or whatever it is, that they've kind of created this space-time continuum, and they're cutting through, and things from the past are changing. They're being altered slightly. For example, Haas avocados. This is a crazy one that I saw on Brian's page, but Haas avocados, they are. I remember it being spelled Haas. That's what I remember. And for some reason, it's Hass. I'm not sure which one you guys remember, but Brian found a package from a Trader Joe's, stuck down way down at the bottom, Haas. Yeah. So basically blown away by the fact that there's a lot of this stuff. I remember Haas. I remember certain other things that I've seen on his page, and I'm looking forward to getting more information on this. So that'll be next week. I also have next Wednesday Matan Cohen, who's a spiritual advisor. He's also a yogi, and he's also a healer. I'm having him on next Wednesday. We're going to chat. I'm looking forward to that. And we got a bunch of other stuff going on. Sig has gotten a Stavely. Sig as a musician, he says he's coming on. A couple other things. So he's a few things I'm looking forward to. I put together Matan, but I'm looking forward to interviewing a lot of people, guys. So if you have anybody else you want to see on the show, I like to ask questions in the moment. I don't really like to write down a set of questions before the show starts. I mean, I'll write a few like I did for Ryushin. I wrote actually a bunch for Ryushin because he wanted to really be interviewed. And I don't think anybody interviewed Ryushin before. I think the first person who wanted to ask him questions about his journey and his past. But in general, most people they have these like, oh, I gotta hit with a question. I like these are friendly interviews. I'm blown away by the work people do. Like I love that Brian Stavely has a focus on something. Like I have a focus on positivity and bringing this world together. His focus is trying to prove the Mandela effect. I love it. And there's a couple other things that I'm trying to get onto the show. I do want to get more musicians on. I want to get comedians on the show. I want to get other spiritual individuals. If someone can get Tony Robbins on here or Gary Vee to come and join me for a night, be pretty cool. I'd love to just kind of spar with them mentally and just have a chat. I just want to share some of my philosophies with them. I never read their books. I just speak from the heart, and I know that's what they did. They wrote the book. I'm trying to write the Renaissance Man book by me being me. I think that's what these guys did, is they just expressed themselves for what it really is. Hiding behind a bunch of BS always comes back. I don't care if it makes me look bad up front. At least you're going to know who I am. And that's the reality, is most people are afraid of that. Most people are afraid of that. And I'll tell you something funny. I'm on this boat with my son, and like, I'm dancing, right? I'm having a good time, like whatever. And I could tell he's getting a little like nervous. I'm like, let me ask you a question. Hold on now, man. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you know any of these freaking people around here? Do you know that guy over there? You know them stupid kids over there in the freaking... Do you know them? Oh, no, you don't. So why do you care? I don't even care. I have no care in the world about those people. I'm here to have a good time with you. And he looked up to me and he goes, yeah, no, I don't know any of them. I'm like, so just me? And you're like, what are we doing here? You got to stop caring about what people think. What matters is how you feel inside. If you're sitting there self-conscious because, I'm so... Is that really a good feeling? Or smiling and dancing your face off and letting it all out? Which one is going to lead you closer to you? And so I was able to get him to break through. In general, though, it's hard. People have a hard time breaking out of that shell because they're afraid of what other people will think. I'll tell you right now, I do a lot of stupid stuff that people probably are like, this guy's an idiot. I can't believe he did that. He's wearing a supermarket outfit. Yeah, I'm doing it all. Because you know what? I don't care what you think. I'm going to lead with my heart because I think this world needs something unique. And that is creativity in the moment. And that leads us to all these crazy shows. So I'm going to continue to lead, and if somebody comes in there and they're not going to be a fan of the show because they don't like something, I'm sorry, but I will not stop because sorry to say, but somebody comes along and says their opinion. It doesn't work like that. No opinion matters when it comes to creativity. Creativity is something completely unique, and anybody trying to mold creativity besides the creator should really stop. It doesn't work, and you just kind of make yourself stand out as like it's almost laughable. It's laughable. Now look, Bill Burr comes on and says, this guy's an idiot. I'll be like, geez, I don't know. Bill Burr doesn't like me. I can't say anything back to that. That's freaking Bill Burr, But if Bill Burr comes in and says, this guy's freaking hilarious, then everybody else is mental. But you know what I'm saying? I think, like, in general, guys, you need to... Thank you, Jacqueline. I do love to dance. Like, I get down. Don't get me wrong. I really do like to get down. And I did tonight, too. But I really want to make sure you guys understand, when you leave your door, you don't stop being you just because you think someone else can have a problem with it. Okay? Lead with you. Lead with your heart. Become the greatest version of yourself. And the only way that happens is if you continue forward and never stop yourself from being. Your intuition's telling you to say something, to feel something, to be something. Try to be positive and lead with it. That's all I can say. 40 minutes. A lot more than I should have given on this crazy evening here. It's always awesome spending time with you guys. I am very much looking forward to tomorrow when we do it all over again. For now, I should get my evening back on the way. And I will see you tomorrow. Hold on. I'm going to put on a different piece of music here on the way out. You guys have never heard this one. Ooh, I got one.
I can get pretty grumpy when my footwear doesn't have problems.
Really, John Gruner?
Come on, batteries.
Gruber? Gruber? Come on. They're giving me 7 seconds.
Luckily, I got Skechers Arch Fit to give
Unbelievable.
we all need. Try Skechers
Unbelievable.
Arch Fit, certified arch support.
Okay, this is called She Grooves. Santana? It's got like a Michael Jackson feel to it. All right, so that's 2006, guys. I always say if you go back and check out, just type in Mark Pires on iTunes and check out the 4 albums that are there. There's 3 albums from 2021 and 1 album from 2006. I always go back to listen to 2006. That's a studio album. It's a great album, but you'll hear the transition from where my voice has gone from 2006 to 2021. You know, you get better the more you play, the more confident you get with an instrument, and your voice is an instrument. You start to do things that are different, you know, and I think this is the 2006 to today. I finally am there's only one, okay? Back in 2006, I probably sounded like a lot of different people. But when you forget about everybody else and you do your own thing, eventually you can find a uniqueness within your sound. I think that's where we are today. So 2021, all the albums from 2021, please go back and check out. I'm dropping another one next week. Yeah, that's right. And the song I played for you tonight, it will be on there, as well as many, many others. Oh, Jacqueline likes my old real estate vids too. You know, I was thinking about creating another channel just for real estate. Mark Pires Real Estate Tips, something like that. And just get on there on a daily basis to do a couple minutes, just like a couple minutes. Hey guys, if you want to go out there and negotiate a deal, this is how you do it. You want to go out there and be the best listing agent possible, this is what you do. You want to go out there and provide value to your buyer clients, this is how you do it. What are the top 5 things, blah, 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 you know? That's the way the show started, actually, for the first couple months. Real talk was because I'm a realtor. Realtor or real talk? You know, me coming up with these stupid names, you know? Oh, my goodness. But anyway, fam, till tomorrow. Hold on, let me put this back on. Another one you guys have to hear. Oh, my goodness. So many great things here. Can't believe this whole album. Oh, you really serious? They're going to make me do this? No, I'm not doing that. Okay. This is called Out of Control. Kathleen Danford, good to see you. Hold on, let me see if I can get... give me a moment here.
She taught me to hold my head up when I'm feeling down. Have courage each and
All
every
right.
day. And don't forget how
Al Bot, my brother. Anna, Drifting Desires, Granny, Jacqueline Grace, Kathleen, Rose Froman, Giggles, and Trish Killian. Awesome seeing you guys as usual. I cannot wait until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Until then, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance, man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Fire tune. I almost want to play this. Let's just play it out. All right, I gotta get going. I will see you guys tomorrow. Come on, let's set sail.
We'll weave that fairy tale.
Oh yeah.
Come on, let's set sail. We'll weave that fairy tale. Come on, let's set sail. Feed you with a portion of emotion, make your mind spin. Feed you with a portion of emotion, make your mind spin. Woo, woo. Gonna make your mind spin. Woo, woo. Gonna make your mind spin.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.